Hey everyone, I'm Marianna and welcome back to Hearts Paperbacks. Today we're diving into Redesigned by Lauren Asher. We have a contemporary romance that actually gives us all the feels. It has second chances, one betrothal, and he falls first. It's the first book in the Lakefront Billionaire series, and it's actually about two childhood rivals who actually find themselves caught between years of denied attraction and the messy renovation project. So let's go. Love Redesigned actually begins with Julian Lopez, who is definitely the definition of emotionally unavailable. He is back in Lake Wisteria and he's determined to avoid Dalia Munoz, his childhood rival and family frenemy, at all costs. Julian and Dalia have a history, and not the cute kind. They have been competing with each other since they were kids, and I think it's safe to say that actually Dalia fans Julian's flames in all the wrong ways. Or maybe in all the right ways. It's about perspective. So now that they're back home, they are supposed to renovate the house together due to circumstances that I'm not gonna get into, but they're really fun to read about. So as you can imagine, they work together and these old feelings actually come to the surface. And we have this constant, push and pull that actually makes the tension so great. It's really fun reading about it, and it's so hilarious at points as well. I mean, I remember laughing out loud because the more time they spend together, the more the chemistry builds and the attraction is undeniable. However, the kicker of all this is that they both think that this is a temporary situation, and let me tell you right now, they couldn't be more wrong. So, tropes. We have three great tropes here. We have he falls first, one bed trope, and forced proximity. So we have the he falls first, which is not one of my favorites, shocker, I know, but we have Dalia, who's actually getting out of a broken engagement, and whilst he's dealing with all these emotions, Julian's the first to actually understand that he wants Dalia in his life. It's so satisfying watching his wall crumble down and watching him realize that he wants her truly, and they're more than frenemies and childhood rivals, especially when he starts to show vulnerability. And then we have the best trope of all. I might even put it above enemies to lovers for me. I know, bold statement, but hear me out. One betrothal. Come on! This is golden. We have a scene where they're supposed to share a room and eventually a bed. So the tension during that scene is absolutely chef's kiss. It's the kind of moment and trope that actually make you or make me want to squeal inside, because sparks are just about to fly. And finally we have the forced proximity. We get like a dash of this trope because Julian and Dalia are supposed to work on the renovation together and they don't want to, so they're forced to. I mean, come on. But having to work together actually forces them to, I don't want to say talk, but confront their emotions. And of course, all these unresolved feelings and years of attraction. It's definitely a slow burn, but it's one worth waiting for. So about the characters, we have Dalia. She's an interior designer, and of course she throws herself into her work, and I love how Lauren Asher, but in general the plot, focuses on her journey of rediscovering herself and finding out who she is post-engagement breakup, of course. And again, when she's with Julian, I feel like she's a new person by the end of the book. Also, her self-doubt is so relatable. I mean, who hasn't doubted themselves at some point in their life? I really liked seeing that as her characteristic. And I also like, there's an allegory there. She's rebuilding a house, but also rebuilding herself. It's so empowering. And we have Julian, who is a billionaire with a billion layers of, emotional armor, hiding his feeling and true heart from the world. I feel like he has been holding to past grudges and his rivalry with Dalia for so long. I think it's like a defense mechanism for him, but slowly, gradually, he opens up to Dalia and in general, not only to her, I feel like we have a new man with him as well. Love Redesigned, I think the title is not about the house overall. It's about the characters and how they have come. They're different persons at the beginning of the book, and they redesign themselves, and through the emotions and the experiences they have with each other, we have totally different characters by the end of the book. Overall, I think they have so much chemistry, we have wit, we have banter. So good, I'm telling you, I laugh out loud so many times that I think it's so refreshing seeing them kind of become friends. And then we have the steaminess, the steamy part of the book. A small spoiler, we have a scene where he actually scares her during the renovation. I was so hooked on that scene. At first, I was experiencing all the emotional turmoil that Dahlia was actually experiencing, and then when he actually scares her, oh my god, I was like, of course, we do not have a supernatural mystery here. Someone is in the house, and of course it was Julian, but it was so hilarious. And we actually get to see that the relationship is built also on humor, which is so perfect. Would I recommend Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher? Absolutely. It's so great seeing characters going, from this rivalry to this slow burn, and then actually sorting out their emotions. And we have the forced proximity and the one bed that actually makes the frosting to the whole plot that make this such a good romance read. Not to mention the snappy and clever dialogue that had me flipping page after page in order to get, to their next interaction. All the other scenes were not important to me. I just wanted to know what will happen with Dahlia and Julian next. And we ultimately get around like 5 or 6 spicy chapters. I would have liked something more, to be honest with you, but I understand. We had to build the relationship, and the book was already like 500 pages, so she couldn't have gone, too long with it and write so much more.
I get it, I understand. I don't want to understand, but I'm trying to.
And let me just say, I gave it a 3 out of 5 in the spiciness level. So, if you love tension-filled banter, emotional characters growth, and a good he falls first trope, then this is definitely the book for you. I love how the renovation project actually adds something fresh, like a twist to the story. And not only that, as I mentioned before, we get to see that they redesigned themselves, in a sense, in a way. I really like this metaphor, and it overall made it a must read for me, so highly recommend it. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any favorites He Falls First books, and I'll check them all out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. In the meantime, keep reading and stay passionate. Bye!